Hey everyone, good morning. Where are we? We're about a mile and a half or so into our 22-mile day. It's about, what time is it? About 6:30. So we've been going about 45 minutes so far. And yeah, we've got a long day ahead of us, but there should be some good, we've got started early and we've got some good rest spots planned in. There's like a farm stand along the road that like sells products from the farm. We've heard that they sell like whole pies and ice cream and stuff, so very much looking forward to that if it's open, hopefully. But we're basically just pushing this many miles so that we have a bit of an easier time tomorrow, where we'll be doing around 13 or 14 miles or so into Hanover, which is on the border of Vermont and New Hampshire. So hopefully tomorrow will be the day we're done with Vermont and enter our second to last state, or penultimate state, of New Hampshire. So we've just got a few logistical things we need to sort. So I've got some new shoes arriving in Hanover that I'll need to go pick up from the post office, and I think at some point today when we get phone signal, we're going to text around a list of trail angels that we were given at Green Mountain House Hostel, for people who live in Hanover and sometimes offer beds or tenting space or something to hikers, because Hanover isn't the home of Dartmouth College and is quite an expensive town, so hotels, there aren't any hostels and hotels are pretty expensive. So if we can get in with a trail angel who'll put us up, that'll make life a lot easier and cheaper. So anyway, that's the end of the flat bit that I started recording on. Now we're going uphill again, of course we are, so I'll catch you in a bit. Good morning everyone. Those beautiful dawn colours coming in. So we're starting this morning about 5:30, and we're basically pushing 14 miles to Hanover, which is over the border into New Hampshire. So we'll be done with Vermont by end of today, and into our penultimate state, which is wild. Like, I was going through my little tracker that I keep of my daily mileage, and from day 1, day 2, day 3, doing 6 or 7 miles, and the idea of getting this far was even just being out on trail this long, it was so daunting, whereas now it's kind of just this is just what I do now. It's like a job. You just get up, you hike, eat, you go to sleep. More enjoyable than job, clearly, but and the fact that we've got 400 odd miles. I think by the time we get to Hanover it'll be 470 or something left, around that amount. The fact that we've got that many miles left, again, just doesn't seem like that far. But anyway, we've got to get over the White Mountains first before we get to Maine, and that looks like it's going to be its own challenge. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy this last day of hiking in Vermont. I'm going to try and get these 14 miles done as quickly as possible so that we can... we've booked a hotel in Hanover, so we're basically hoping to sort of trick our brains into getting there early and think, oh, this is basically a 0 day because we got here so early. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'll show you anything we come across. So I'll see you then. Dun, 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 dun. The penultimate state. Do you want to hop across together? 3, 2, 1, go. I got there first. I win. Hey, hello. We have made it, as you can probably tell by the lack of forest in the background, we have made it to our hotel. So we're just outside Hanover. So we just crossed into New Hampshire, as you'll have seen. So we're now, in our penultimate state. Yeah, just did a few errands. Went to the post office. Let me show you my shoes. So, went to the post office to pick up my new shoes. And I went for the lime green just because it sounded funky.
It's like yellow.
It is, yeah. But they're like... Are they like
tread?
Pink insole, like tread. And then like pink highlights with blue. They're very different to these ones that I've got. Well, they're different colour. They're the same Timp. Ultra Timp 5s, I think. So these, hopefully, are the ones that will get me all the way to Katahdin. So yeah, we've done our errands. Rummaged through the hiker box at the post office. So I've got someone left like a jersey fleece like sleeping bag liner. So I think what I'm gonna do, because I've got that cheap Amazon quilt, so I'm probably gonna pair that at least through the whites, because the whites still, because of just the altitude, the temperature can get a little low, and I think this heat wave is supposed to last most of the summer, but just in case it gets chilly at night, I'll probably keep that fleece liner just as an extra thing to go with that quilt. It doesn't weigh very much. Plus I'm going to make space for it by sending more stuff home, so I've got like I've still got like extra socks and underwear that I've somehow accumulated by buying new ones. Like bought a pack of 3, I only need 2, so I'm going to send some stuff home. I got another shirt that I found in a hiker box that I don't need. Well, I'll keep that one, I'll probably send this one home because it's getting real baggy. So yeah, I've just got to go through, get some stuff together to send home. I think we'll do that tomorrow, right, before we get back on trail. So I think tonight is just going to be get laundry done, Chinese buffet, watch movies, edit, sleep. We've got to edit, yeah. I'm about 2 weeks behind, so I could probably edit 2 and upload 2 tonight, so, or at least schedule them to go live. But anyway, yeah,
Thank you, Vermont. You were not nearly as muddy as people were scaremongering. But then again, we have just, like I said, there's been a heat wave and it's been very dry, so...
But it has rained a lot of nights.
It has rained a lot of nights, but not nearly as much throughout the day as people were kind of warning about. So the mud puddles and ankle-deep, knee-deep mud that I've seen in other people's videos was non-existent for us, really. There was that massive mud puddle at the sign, the welcome sign, and then after that, all the mud was basically either rock hoppable or just you could just walk around it, or it mostly dried up. So yeah, wasn't nearly as bad. Weren't very many views. There were like big bits like on top of Mount Bromley and Killington where you could see for miles, but otherwise mostly in the Green Tunnel for like most of it, weren't we?
Until we decided to roadblock.
Yeah. But
we
yeah.
got to see so many nice like villages.
Yeah, that's true. Like a lot of the towns, a lot of the towns in Vermont are really nice. Like Manchester Centre was nice, Bennington was nice. Where else did we get off into?
Little random.
Little random towns you pass by and through. They're all very nice. People were very friendly. I mean, even just today, actually, was it West Hartford we walked through?
Mm-hmm.
The trail goes past like 5 or 6 houses and that's it. But one of them had a big like AT logo on it, and the owners were out on their porch and invited us up for the lovely combination of soda and hard-boiled eggs. So like they had chickens, so they had like hard-boiled eggs for breakfast if people wanted them. They had soda, coffee, juice, a dog that you could pet. So that was all very much appreciated. Yeah, there's lots of very nice people, which is good. I think I'll remember more the towns and the people than the trail itself, which was kind of a bit bland in places. But yeah, enjoyed Vermont. Let's get on to New Hampshire, which I guess will probably be the start of the next video as we start tackling the White Mountains, which is going to be fun. So yeah, penultimate state, here we come.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. We're just about, just short of 2 miles into our day. So we're just left Hanover, and it's about, what time? It's about 1:30. So we took, again, made use of the 11 o'clock checkout time after spending the morning in the hotel. Went around town, did some errands, sent some stuff home. So I found, I think I mentioned in the last, I assume it's the last video at this point, but I found like a sleeping bag liner thing in a hiker box that I'm going to use at least through the White Mountains. So I got that, but I sent home, if you can see, the, how can you see that now? I sent home the brain off the top of my pack, and a few other things I just haven't used. Like, I had a knife that I found in the Delaware Water Gap that I've been carrying. And I was like, oh, that might be useful for cutting. I can get food that I can cut now and stuff, and just really haven't used it. My little foam sit pad I sent home, I'll just use the big one and just deal with it being a hassle to reattach to my pack, but I don't need to. What else? My foot massage ball thing I sent home, I just haven't used it in weeks, and my feet honestly feel pretty good. They felt fine. Like my knees are feeling a lot better. They're still a little sore, but my feet are perfectly fine. So I got rid of that. What else? There's a few other little things. Extra t-shirt. Things, just some spare clothes that I'd accumulated from hiker boxes and stuff. I got rid of. I'm just stopping because I've realised I started filming just before this climb, so yeah, you don't have to watch me to suffer the indignity of trying to film while climbing that. So but yeah, today we're just doing 10 or so miles to Moose Mountain Shelter, and then we're about 2 or 3 days from the White Mountains area. So I think we're going to stay at a hostel in about 2 or 3 nights time, just as a quick break and a time to gather our get in the right headspace, gather our thoughts before tackling the whites, because everyone pretty much just this like unanimous what's the word I'm looking for? Unanimously agreed, I think, by everyone really, that the whites is like the hardest section of the trail. So it's the most elevation gain per mile. There's some very steep. We've done steep, but we've not done like steep and rocky and exposed stuff. So that's gonna be fun. But I think it's only about 150 or 160 miles or so of that. So we should be through it. We should be able to get through it at a pretty steady pace. Like, our mileage is going to drastically drop each day, but if we take our time, we should be all right. So yeah, I'll get on with this climb, and we'll see you later. Alright, this is pretty cool. Just show you this. So we saw this pretty much all over loads of places in Vermont, but there's like loads of trees that are all hooked up to these hoses, and it runs all the way through the forest. And we were wondering what it was for a while, but when you looked up at the trees, you could see they were maple trees. And of course, being in previously in Vermont, obviously now in New Hampshire, but one of the big products they make here is maple syrup. So you can't go into any town around here without some kind of little stall with whichever local farmer and local producer is making maple syrup. So you obviously collect all the sap, whatever it is. I haven't looked into the process that much, but you obviously tap the tree, collect the whatever liquid it is that comes off, whether it's sap or something else. Whether some botanist in the comments correct me the name of it, but and it takes like, I did read somewhere, was it Cutie told me, I can't remember, but it takes like 40 gallons harvested from a tree to be condensed into 1 gallon of maple syrup that you can buy. So obviously very long, what's the word I'm looking for? It's obviously a very arduous process to make it worthwhile. You've got to tap a lot of trees, have a lot of land available and time on your hands to make it profitable. So the one thing they're not short of around here is trees. So there's plenty of that going around. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. So, all right, we're about 5 miles from the shelter, and New Hampshire has given us a good welcome with some nice little steep, sharp, rocky climbs already. So I'm expecting more of them as we go. But yeah, probably less than 5 miles now to the shelter, so should be there in good time. Hey everyone, we're just about 3 miles into our day so far. We've just come down off Moose Mountain from the shelter. And we're planning to do a pretty big 17-mile day with quite a bit of elevation, because what we're planning on doing is getting to the Hikers Welcome Hostel, just on the inside of the border of the White Mountains. Hoping to get there on Monday, and then potentially 0 on Tuesday, depending on what the weather's doing. But that involves doing, it's like 32 miles over the next 2 days. So we're trying to do 17 today, and then do the rest tomorrow. There should be quite a nice warm up for the whites today and tomorrow. So today we've come down off Moose Mountain, and then we've got a first hill now, and then we go up one called Mount Smarts, I think it is. And they're both like, the elevation change is like the equivalent of like 900 to 1,000 feet a mile, which is starting to get up there. Like we've done, like I said before, we've done steep climbs, but these are just like steep and prolonged climbs. And then we've just had a break. Someone had left some water, like a water cache at a road crossing, so we've just spent a little while like doom scrolling through Far Out, seeing if where we can find the highest elevation change. So like the descent off Mount Madison is like 1,700 feet a mile. Some of the climbs up in the Presidential Range are like 2 or 3 miles, a constant like 1,500 feet a mile elevation change or something. So it's like it's gonna be fun. I'm starting to see why people drop their mileage so much. So obviously we're expecting to do the same. And we heard from a friend that we met way back in Georgia that we've kind of been seeing here and there, but then they've since pushed way ahead. But they've finished the whites now, and I think even though they were going for their like triple crown, so they're very experienced fast through hiker. At one point they said they were struggling to do 5 miles a day, so we're expecting to slow down a fair bit. So we're trying to get miles in now while the going's good. And I guess the good thing is, at least when we get to the whites and we go up those big steep climbs and descents, is that a lot of it is above tree line, and the views should be incredible if we get good weather. So it's kind of worth it. I don't mind so the struggle if there's actually any kind of reward at the end of it. Like if we just went up and we were in the middle of the trees and couldn't see anything, that'd be a bit a bit disheartening, but that shouldn't be the case. So anyway, like I say, 17 miles today. We've got about 14 left, and it's just before 8 in the morning, so we've got plenty of time today to take our time with these warm-up climbs. So, alright, see you in a bit.
Hi, good morning everyone from the top of Mount Cube. There's some incredible views up here. We're about 1.5 miles in, just coming up from the shelter last night, from the Hexacuba shelter. I think it's like a hexagon shape or something weird. That was cool. We got out of there this morning. We're hoping to push 14 miles today to the road crossing to get to the Hikers Welcome Hostel and take our zero tomorrow, because it's going to be absolutely torrential rain tomorrow apparently. So if we can avoid that while we're in the, especially in the whites, then we will. So yeah, all right, got about 12.5 miles, 13 miles to go, so a lot of ascent and descent still to go, but let's get there. Good morning everyone. Hopefully you can hear me over this waterfall, but we're just starting up Mount Moosilauke, or Moosilauke, I'm not entirely sure yet.
I think it's Moosilauke.
Moosilauke, okay. So yesterday, I think the last footage you'll have seen was getting into Hikers Welcome Hostel, and then yesterday we zeroed there, so the whole day has passed. I didn't film anything because we were too busy relaxing, watching movies, taking naps, eating, going to a diner. Oh, thank you to Wicked Pisser, their trail name. They were hiking earlier this year and then got off trail, but they live up near here, and they took a bunch of us for breakfast and paid for our breakfast in the morning at the diner. That was very, very generous of them, very much appreciated. But yeah, that was yesterday. So today we are slack packing. So I've got my little day pack on, and we're basically slack packing almost just short of 10 miles over Mount Moosilauke, going southbound. So there's an absolutely horrendous climb next to this waterfall, which is basically this, like 1.5 miles. Which is we'd much rather do going this way than coming down it. So we've been slack packed by the hostel, so they're gonna they dropped us off this morning. We're gonna walk back to the hostel, and then they'll drop us off tomorrow to keep going. So yeah, I don't know how many views I'll be able to show you today, just because it's a very grey. I mean, this is what the sky looks like above us, so probably not going to be too many views, but if there's anything I'll show you. If not, we'll just be back at the hostel hopefully in a few hours. So alright, I'll see you in a bit. Where are we?
At 1,800 miles.
Here we are.
Which we actually already passed.
Yeah, we did. Because let me get you in shot. Because we're doing slack packing, obviously, southbound today. So cumulatively, we walked 1,800 miles about 1 or 2 miles into our day, up that really steep waterfall bit. But we just got to the sign, so of course we have to take a picture with it. So not less than 400 to go. That's cool. So yeah, we're just.
What did the guy at the hostel say? Like 30 days?
Yeah, one of the guys at the hostel said typically from there people
take around 30 days to finish. So very much on the home stretch. Yeah, that's cool. Anyway, we're almost back at the hostel and ready for a shower and laundry.
Pizza!
And pizza.
And ice cream.
Yeah. I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you too.
I'm proud of us. Love you.
Love you.
All right. Shower. Right, let's go.